Okay, guys, so as I'm kind of picking up my craft room and, thinking about what I should or can I play with next, you know what? I'm going to try out the layered Christmas flower dies auto ship that I just got. Well, I didn't just get it. I think I got it last month from HSN. If it's available, which I believe it became available shortly after I received mine, I'll link in the description box. Those will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So, again, this is part of the auto ship, but like I said, they brought them back or in for people who aren't on the auto ship. This one's really cute. It does have like the little wreath, which is very cute, but then when you look at it, I mean, it doesn't have a lot of detail to it. It's just these layered up bits. The little tree looks a little camo even, if you look at it there. I suppose maybe you can do white or something to make it look like snow. I don't know. That might be odd. And then the poinsettia, and then different holly and leaves. So what we'll do is try to put them together today. I suppose we can do one of each of them because why not, right? And we'll go from there. And as I was putting things away, I also had this that I was going to put with the other tag dies that I like to use often, this one and the tonic one. So I'll be doing that. I don't know if I'll put them on here, but why not? Maybe we'll pop one on there. So what I'm going to do is let's start with what I think is the easiest, or the easiest, which would be like the tree and the wreath. So let me just grab some different colors of green, maybe very similar ones here, and we'll try it out. Just searching around. I don't know why. I don't really have like a minty green. I have like, well, maybe a sage green would be good, but this is a lot brighter than this, but these are the values I'll be using, so that's what I'll be doing. Of course, the darkest green would be this background. You are pretty much going to cover everything up, so I'm going to run this through the marquee, and if it embosses well enough, great. If it doesn't, I'm not going to worry about it too much because it's not really going to show anyway. I'm trying to see how big a piece of paper I need. It's a weird, there we go. Like it's kind of a weird angle. And again, you can run these through just white paper and then color each layer if that's what you want to do. I'm going to see if this will go through the marquee. Like if this is not too wide, let's see. Let's grab a folder. And again, if you really want the embossing, you can run it through with a piece of foam or even a couple pieces of cardstock, and that'll help kind of push that embossed look through. I might do that for the very last bit, but I don't even know that that has very much embossing on it. It does have a little bit. Like the wreath, I can see has a little bit. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't have, I mean, it has some embossing, but again, you're going to cover pretty much all of that up, so I'm not too worried about it. And then the next green color would be this one, and of course I have a whole piece of paper for that. I should look for a scrap. Yeah, it's a little bit too big, but that's okay. Run it through. This paper is even thicker than the paper that I just used, so sometimes the thickness of the paper will also help you get a nice emboss. Sorry if that's shaky at all. Let this pop out. Actually, it's really in there, which is good. Oh, that's pretty, right? Again, all the embossing that would have been there would have been covered up by this anyhow, so I wasn't too worried about it. And then the very last piece is this light green that maybe I'll run through two pieces. Oh, this paper's thick too. What I can do is maybe a piece of this because it's pretty thick, plus another piece of like a thinner, lighter weight. Nope, that's thick too. Oh, that color's too pretty. All I was doing was looking for another piece of paper, so how about this? Just to make it a little bit thicker, and hopefully we'll get some embossing that way. So I'm going to put these two together, and it's this last piece right here. That's the last layer. And then I'll do the same thing with the wreath. I'm not going to care about the first and second layers, but the third one I'll try and see if I can get some embossing going on it. Again, I could have used a piece of foam, but I'm trying something different. Ooh. I was like, oh, it's white on the back. Yeah, it's white on the back because we used the paper. But look at that embossing. Looks really nice. Funny enough, I was even thinking, what if you drop shadow with white? That way it looks like snow, but it's not a whole white layer. But we have this white piece of paper that we can check it out. See what that might look like. Okay, so let's pretend we glued those down. I mean, we will in just a minute, but for now, then this guy goes like, here's what it looks like. Hold on. Up one right there. It's interesting. Again, it looks cool. Up close is kind of interesting. But what if you had drop shadow? Or what if you had just used white? That's not bad. I mean, it doesn't look horrible, right? If you just had a little white, like snow. What I was thinking about, what if you drop shadowed it? Like this and this guy, or the white on top, but I was just gonna say just like a little bit of line of snow at the very top. Okay, let's pretend. That's too much, but let's just imagine if we had a little bit less. That might be okay too, right? Just a little bit of white kind of peeking out like it landed on those edges. I don't know. Okay, so I will cut the wreath the same way. The darkest green here, that middle kind of shimmery green here, and then this being the lightest green but run through with an extra piece of, that was just printer paper. And I'll be right back. So there's the last piece, again with a little white behind there. Alright, let's just put this to the side. And that too. And all these little bits. Let me get the white piece off of this guy. Let's go. But yeah, every time I make one of these videos, people always say, oh, you should just use white paper and then color it. Do whatever you like, whatever makes you happy. I think I've done that a handful of times in my life. It works out, it looks really pretty, but it's just not something I'm interested in doing very often. Okay, here we go. So we'll get rid of that. And we're just gonna glue these down. So obviously pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I think where we get a little bit in the weeds and a little bit lost is when it's the flowers and they look kind of odd. And then we finally get them right. Oh, no, no. You know, I've been using tweezers recently, and it does help hold smaller bits. So this guy, I'm just kind of lining it up with these bottom pieces because I can see that it's going to work really well. And then just kind of move it over into place. So, if I could pick it up. And the very top bit is exactly the same. So if you want to start from the top and then just bring it down, you know, whatever it is that you like, that works for you. Okay. And then this guy, again, is kind of odd. It starts... Oh, this is funny. Oh, no wonder. No, not no wonder. I'm just going to show you something. So I'll put some glue on this. They have it backwards in the images. I don't know why. But you see, this chunkiness starts over here, and it basically fits right here perfectly. Starting off like the tip, it goes to the left, it goes to the right, and then back over here. Okay, that's where we're going to place it. But I want to show you their picture is odd. It starts over there and then comes this way, and so it's just flipped, right? The imagery is flipped for whatever reason. My die is not flipped, my die cut is not flipped. You can see that's the perfect side where it cuts in, the embossing. It's just for whatever reason in their picture they have it flipped. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so this is it though. Alright. And then this other guy, I didn't pay much attention, even though we do have some embossing on here. And the embossing is supposed to help you kind of realize where to place the next layer. It's never been that easy to do, but what I can do, I was going to say, is look at the picture, but the picture might be flipped again, right? So let's look at the picture. If you're looking at this guy, he has this little shagginess, and yep, it's flipped. Look at this. Like, there's no, unless you flip it, now it looks the same, right? With that little weird jaggedy part. Okay, so we're just going to keep that in mind, that these pictures are flipped. And what do they want you to do? Oosh. So see, again, if I flip it now, it looks exactly the same as that. So let's pretend, just so my eyeballs, and it's going to go like this. Let's line it up that way. So now when I turn it over, basically this area, see how it's like pointy? That's a good landmark for us. So we are going to put some glue on here. Why are the images reversed? Who knows? Okay, so I'm using that little point to help me put this guy down. Okay, perfect. And then the very last one, this little guy. Now, if you just want to do 2 layers, I mean, that doesn't look bad, and add some little berries or some other stuff or whatever it is you want to do. Let's see. Scary. Just want to see if there's an obvious spot. Again, this is where it juts out, and that's kind of what they're showing here. And then if this guy was turned over, this guy was also the wrong way. it's like this. They have it like this, so that it's like this-ish. Okay, I can see that. So this little piece goes there, that little pointy piece goes here. I know, I don't know what else to tell you guys. Maybe this guy lines up in here. Maybe that's another landmark for you. Or just put it however you want and it's fine. So let's just stick this guy down. And that is that. Awesome that they just flipped all the images. Hopefully they didn't do that with the flowers. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? That one's a little bit torturous as it is. Oh, okay, and then we have, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna do all of them, because these last two are basically just berries. They're just different styles. And I don't know that I need to do both of them. But I will do a flower, of course. Okay, so there's that. So we have a cute little tree and a little wreath. Pretty cute. I mean, that's cute. Okay. And then again, you have the little berries, you want to cut those out. Okay, so let's do a flower, and what do I need? I need a base, and then like a darker, a very brighter one. This inner petal kind of looks like the same as this one, but, right? Doesn't it look the same? And then the outer petal, which is light, and a center. So let me grab some colors for this, and I'll be right back. I came up with. So for the base being like a kind of wine color, but then this inner petal being the darker one. And then this inner petal number 2 is going to be like a brighter red than that one. And then we're going to do inner petal 3 back to inner petal 1 color, which is this color. And then I picked out this coral because I thought it was kind of pretty, right? It's, I don't know, even in the camera it looks deeper than it is in real life. It pops a little more. So let's see where, okay, like where are the dyes? Now again, run it through your white paper, color each one, or you know, however you want, but I am going to take a piece of paper in each little area. Now if I can kind of get them in there, you know, try to splice in the areas that I need, but basically I've just been running one piece at a time, but I can put like maybe a piece here and then maybe over here, whatever piece of paper needs to go there, and run a couple pieces at the same time, however. But I'll use the marquee and keep working. Inner petal 1 and inner petal 3 are really close to each other, so I just put a piece of paper that would cover that and that basically. So I do have an extra one of this. I'll just put it to the side, but basically you're looking for these two guys, which are this one and this one. Okay, and I'm almost done. I ran these guys together, so just a little spot with this and a little spot of the corally one, and look at them kind of mixed together. So I'll take that little piece off. I just want to show you how I did that. I'm not going to cut the center because I don't want to misplace it while we're cutting other things, so I will come back and do that once I have the flower all together. So let me just clean up a little bit and we will put our flower together. Okay guys, we have our pieces here. They look very pretty. I lined them up basically the way they're showing here. So they're showing build the flower, apply adhesive to the back, of course, just like we've been doing. Ugh, this is not going to stay up here for me, is it? Ah, that's good. Okay. So hey, that's pretty good. Okay, I think that's where this goes, right? That looks good except for here, so maybe not. Let's keep looking. Here it is. So see this bigger guy that I have my finger on? He kind of goes to this little chunky flower petal right here. Okay, so hopefully you can kind of see what's going on there. And we'll place this down. And hopefully that inner petal 3 or whatever isn't going to be too much the same as the one I just used, this color. But it looked like it was the same color in the picture, so. So it looks something like that. Okay, I did get the embossed on that by running also a piece of just the printer paper again under there. And then we have this guy. And on inner petal 3 it says apply adhesive to the back of inner petal 3 and adhere it on top of inner petal 2. So they're saying to go ahead and use this little coral looking thing and stick it on petal 2. So this guy on here. Ooh, look at that. And if you really look at it, the embossing is there. I know, do you want to focus? Here we go. Right there. There's like little embossed lines that I'll definitely layer over, but you can kind of tell from the shape. Right? That one is kind of easy to spot where it needs to go. So I'm just putting that on there. And then they said to put this as one unit on here. Now, this one, I don't think they flipped the image on this one. Oh, maybe they did. That's interesting. It's hard to tell because it looks like that one here Oh yeah, they did, because if you look at it this way, the little skinny, the part that ends is here. So they did flip it also. The image is there. It's okay. I think we can tell maybe what's going on here. Ugh. It's supposed to be something like that. Then this thing goes on top of here. Like that. It's hard. It's hard for me to know if that's the right thing, just because... Let's look at it flipped. Okay, if we have it like this, and here's the end of this one. Sorry, I'm not trying to confuse anybody, but I want to see what they're doing. So they have it like this in that picture, and also in that picture, and then this thing was like this, you know, basically here. So yeah, something like that. Okay. Weird. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for it, I guess. It's so hard to know. Okay. Because those don't really match up. And also the picture's a little deranged there, so we're just gonna go for it. It looks like this piece is like sticking out a little bit here. Like they have it out a little bit. Okay. And then this piece should make sense, but who knows? Because it should like line. Yeah. Nope. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Kind of. You see how it kind of lines this one, it lines this one, goes on the edge of that one. So that's all that guy does. So weird. Why do they... You know, it's confusing as it is, so if like you're trying to look at the image to make sense, not great. Okay, so let's put that back on there. And this guy can go here. And, you know, it's very kind of avant-garde, so maybe it doesn't even matter. I didn't do that right. Hold on. Did not do that right at all. There we go. So funny, because it'll fit there, but it's just, you can tell by the points here it wasn't right, and all I did was lift it, and then it, like, went right into place. Very weird. Okay. Now we'll cut out the little yellow center, which is just this little guy. I'll just run it through. There's not much embossing on that, but, you know, I'll be right back. So I'm just using one of the smaller folders just to get that little bit. And I did run it through with some white paper in case some of the embossing would want to come up. And apparently you just pop it down the center. I don't know that there's specifically a spot for that, but there we go. Okay, and that's our little flower. It is pretty. You know, I love poinsettias. I always think whatever happens is going to be pretty. I hope I did it correctly, but again, the images are reversed. See how it's pointing and going that way, and this one's pointing up and going to the left. So basically, if you saw it this way, it would be right. Why, people? Okay, last thing, let's do some berries. Which one is the most simple? Let's see. This one has a bunch of little bits that we have to add on. So let's not go with that one today. Although, again, you know what it is? It's that the computer generate these things, and like this, yeah, if it was cut and it looked like this, it would be that direction. But this should be flipped, because when you actually cut it, it's going the other direction. But we'll do this one. So a base color, which is like the middle green color, which for me was like the shiny green, and then the dark green, and then the shadow I'll do with the that lightest, brightest green, which just kind of pops on here, and then some little red berries. Okay, but I'll be right back. That is this plate. Okay, this plate has all the 4 different little pieces, and I've done this in the past. I think was the other one a Christmas set? I feel like I've already done Christmas things or holly, but either way. Again, the darkest one being the middle one, but this is the one that goes in the back, so I'll just cut a piece that fits there so I can get that leaf. And then this is from the darkest green, and then this is from the very light green. Okay, so I did that one a little bit backwards. Light green, light green. I didn't run the white paper through any of these, but we could have. The little berries, that's cute. Okay, so this one's a little bit more straightforward, obviously. That piece goes right on top. Sorry, that was a little bit fast. I love the size of this holly. And just having the few bits, I am very happy about that. Very pretty. So, of course, these line up just on top of each other like that. And then we have a couple little accent pieces here. And if we look at the picture, It goes on the larger leaf, which again, they have it backwards. So you can see this goes like this, and their picture is kind of flipped around like this. But it goes on the larger leaf, so let me just kind of eyeball that before I really get to it. Let's see here. A piece of it goes like in here somewhere. Yeah, so I think it lines up with that one little poke. See how it kind of pokes out right there? Okay. There we go. And then the other one goes on the outer side, like in here. Hold on. Of course. Oh yeah. Okay, right here. The little like jagged edge goes facing in, obviously. Good work. And we're just going to follow this piece here. Okay. And then we need the little red dots. Let's go bright, and let's go with a scrap of paper under there to get some of that embossing, hopefully. Hope I didn't move that too much. And I'll try to get this through here. Ooh, glittery paper would be lovely, or adding a little glitter to it, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, let's get rid of that. And I'll just put this here. So that is all I would like to show today. What I'm going to do is run through the tag die, and probably, let's see. Well, okay, that's interesting, actually, when you think about it, because the poinsettia doesn't have a leaf. But, well, it does have a leaf, because that is a leaf, isn't it? But I suppose if you wanted to match it up like this, you know, you can definitely do something like that, but we do have these different things. So anyway, I just kind of want to walk through them. I suppose, like I said, I'll cut a tag out and then run it through an embossing folder just to give it some texture. And I'll be right back. And it'll probably be white because, you know, I love that. So white tag with some embossing, and I'll be right back. Aw, you know what? I just thought it'd be fun to run it through something like this. Like, why not, right? Little bricks. I did include a piece of paper with it, though, so it has a really nice emboss. Deep emboss, and you can always try that, you know, whenever you have your embossing folders on the marquee, try it without anything, see what the, you know, how deep your emboss is. But this one I had a feeling it was going to be a little light, so I just went ahead and ran it through with a piece of typing paper. Typing paper to the rescue today. Now, I mean, this is so cute, you guys. So of course you can just add a little something, maybe a couple things like this. Maybe you have your little tree, maybe you just have the little wreath, which are really cute because of the texture. And then add a couple little dots. Ooh, should we do that? And you can still do your to and from down here. Super cute. I mean, I do like these little pieces, just having them. Oh, how cute would that be hanging off the side there? To and from here. Put that guy up there. You know, there's lots of things. Ooh, I was going to stick this down, and then I was going to run it through some, not run through, but put, well, I don't like the way that looks. Let's go this way, this way, this way, until that looks good. Some Nouveau drops, or maybe some rhinestones, but if you're going to make some inexpensive tags, you just want paper things, what I can do is run this paper through a couple of the berries, right? A few times. Let me see what's on the other one. Yes, 3 berries. So this one has like a little bunch like this, but this one has like the 3. So we'll do that. I'm going to run through a couple berries a few times with this one, if I can do that, and then with the piece of paper behind it to give that little embossing. And I'll be right back, okay? I'm just going to get 3 bunches. Okay. So yeah, I did these with a little paper in the background, but they don't have too much shape still. So we'll just glue those down. So I'll just put a little bit of glue and pop them wherever. They are a little big, obviously, for this size wreath, but it's cute. So I'll stick those down, and that's it, guys. So thanks for watching. Hopefully that gave you some idea of how to use these. They do look very pretty just having these here with me. Like, oh, how cute. You can have all these little bits and things to do things with. But I'll see you guys at the next one. Images coming up, links in the description box if they're available, and have a good one, guys. Bye now.